Hello, good morning. Ha ha ha. Another Saturday. Ha ha ha. Okay. So this week there are many special things this week. Okay. So I'm waiting for our friends to come in. Okay. Anybody in yet? Yeah, it's going to be 10 o'clock. We're going to start about 10 o'clock. Okay. Whoever comes in, say a hi to me. Yeah, it's always so excited for me. Good morning, Li Hua. Thank you, Li Hua. So supporting. Though I can see Thanam on the other side. Jen also. Thank you, Jennifer. I have these three with me. Okay, it doesn't matter. I can see Thanam behind the scene. Okay, good morning. So today is the 26th. Yeah, 26th, right? So another few days for just to explain a little bit lah, for those maybe who has come in, then our Chinese Mooncake Festival. Yeah, hello Li Jin. Mooncake Festival is on the 2nd of October. First of October, next Thursday, 1st October, will be our Mooncake Festival. In Chinese, this is actually a very more onto the cultural event. Actually, it's a very big, we call it Mooncake Festival or we call it Mid-Autumn Festival. Anyway, this is actually a very big day for Chinese celebration. Because for Chinese, of course, this is a Mid-Autumn Festival is a lunar calendar on the 15th of August. This is for lunar calendar. But this is a big day apart from our Chinese New Year. Our Chinese New Year, normally, New Year Eve is for those our Chinese, all will come back from anywhere, a different part of the world. If they can possible, come back to the house, the home, and have a gathering, okay, reunion dinner, we call it, with the family members. So it's a big day. So the second big day for those reunion, we can call it also maybe a small reunion for those who make it possible to come back. This is also another day, another small reunion. Yeah. So reunion for not family members, they are from different part of the world, they can come back. So at least those from far, maybe they're not possible to come back every time, but at least twice a year they'll be able to come back and meet together. So you can see, of course, there are many stories behind about this Mooncake Festival. What is called mooncake and Mid-Autumn. So it's something to do with lanterns and the mooncake. You know, the moon is there are many stories behind, but there's one it is quite interesting. It's talking about the moon. So its moon is 月亮代表我的心 So like it's talking about the moon and us. So that means sometimes you see the mooncake. Most of the time, the mooncake is round in shape. Actually, it represents the moon. Okay. So mooncake, there are nowadays. Last time, most of the time, the mooncake normally was will be the what you call the filling inside is normally red bean paste and lotus seed. Quite simple. But nowadays, of course, everything improved. They have more. They even have durian. All this kind of flavor is in, right? So it's so wonderful. And then there's actually mooncake is something like very sweet lah. Maybe there's a Chinese, they normally eat mooncake with Chinese tea. When during the night, that means they will have a table or sit outside a balcony or whatever. You know, while they appreciate the moon, then they take a little bit of a mooncake with some Chinese tea. So they are different, of course, because nowadays you see mooncake also not cheap lah. We say one small mooncake it costs about maybe 10 over ringgit. So now most of the auntie also they do make mooncake, okay, to sell. Yeah, just when the season is in, we just buy something. So there's apart from mooncake, my friend bought my friend make, mooncake. This kind of mooncake, I don't know, have you all seen? This is what you call it? This is a fish, this is fish, shape of a fish. And this one, shape of a, pig or something like that. This is because from China, of course, right? These two is what they daily their food which they eat. So there is a celebration of the festival that they are having this kind of food. They're able to trap all this food for their daily consumption and all these things. So essentially it's a sort of a thanksgiving to God also at this time. So yeah, thank you, Danny. Yeah, thank you, Pak Ma, MK, Margaret. Yeah. Yeah, that's why everybody is so excited when they know that I'm going to meet Thanam today. So when we are talking about this mooncake, so mooncake, and then you can see people carrying lanterns, all these things, because this is also something like they have a story behind, also like to chase away the sort of an evil thing, and then to brighten up the house. So it's also a very auspicious day for all these happy occasion. Yeah. So it's a very happy occasion for all. And so we're looking forward so we can celebrate. Because before MCO, last time we every year, we used to have celebration with friends, a big group, in the Taman, in the garden where we can gather maybe 20, 30 people. It's a fun, we play games together. So it's sort of a small gathering within friends and also with family. So, but for this time, maybe the scale is smaller. Yeah. Okay. Today, my very special guest is Thanam. Well, she is really an awesome lady, which I know her in one of the event where, Jewell, okay, that's later. So about her, so she was with News Time as a reporter for maybe 10 to 11 years. Then she was contract with the Taman Negara Johor as a writer, So a very special lady who writes a lot and who is always in the limelight when I hear her talk now. Okay, she's a charisma. Okay, and then she is the first president. Okay, first president and the founder member of the Johor Women's League, Jewell. So last time I have invited Lisa before to talk about Jewell. So she is the first president. So later we will ask her more about this. Why is it she's the first president of the club, the NGO, of course, and she also the chairman of IMSHA. What is IMSHA? So for those who are not so familiar with this kind of term, IMSHA, Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Awards. Hey, what is this, man? we are, if we are not in this circle, we quite difficult to understand what is this about, you see. So I don't want to waste the time. So we want to actually let Thanam to talk more on this thing. Okay, so I shall invite Thanam to be with me. So Thanam, you get ready. Okay, I add you to the stream. Yes, Thanam. Good morning, Thanam.
Hi.
So pretty, Thanam, today. Nice having with me, Thanam.
Thank you for inviting me.
Ayo, it's so awesome, you see. Pink is a nice color in your stream. Yeah, like, okay. So I'm reading some of these comments from some of our friends here, okay? Yeah, okay, Lizzie was mentioning Thanam is an awesome lady, a mover in society. Oh, you see, such a nice thing, but it is very true. Many people not come to know about this. Okay, we don't delay. We just want Thanam, come, let's talk about you were saying that you are from the poster we saw it, you are the first president and founder member of Johor Women's League, that means Jewell. Can you just let us know what prompted you to start Jewell, and how let's talk about little thing about this. What make you start?
We started Jewell in 2008. Now, prior to that, I was a member of some clubs, and there was quite a few groups in Johor that you could join as a lady volunteer doing charity work. But I think what prompted us to go off and form Jewell was because at the time there was no actual human rights based organization for women and children in Johor. I know it's a bit heavy, but at the time there was a lot of charity based groups, but there was no the two things that struck me I think that shaped my mind about it was I met a child who didn't go to school, and the child didn't go to school because he didn't have a birth certificate. Then the mother asked me for help. I took her to the procedures and got the birth certificate, and the child went to school. And then after that, about no less than 15, 20 other poor mothers came forward and asked for help for their child. Then I realized actually statelessness was an issue in our society. I was really middle class. I thought everybody had a birth certificate. Then the other thing that in the mid 2000s, there was a big spike in snatch theft. Snatch theft was regarded as a petty crime, but yet many women and girls, I mean, the victims tend to be women and girls having their handbags snatched, and many died. I remember in that 1 year, there was at least 5 cases of women who died during snatch theft, girls who were very badly injured. And that's when I realized the safety of women and girls was actually it's not just a right, it wasn't just a normal, the idea that it was considered petty crime when women died was, to me, hypocrisy. So I realized actually it's a human rights issue that women must be safe on the street. And that is why a group of us decided, let's go and form an organization that will do work on a slightly different scale. And so that's how we started it. About 6 of us in the beginning.
Wow, that was 2008 until now. Wow, it's more than years.
11 years.
Yeah. Oh, so that means until now, that's why we know that you're fighting for the rights and all these things. So there's one Regine asked a question: human rights is for women. How about human rights for men?
Human rights is human. That means it's for all. So even when we fight for domestic violence, we have about say about 5-6% of the people who come to us for help are men who are facing domestic violence. So, and the law covers both men and women, but generally, in general, 90% of the time, the victim tends to be women. So we talk about women's rights and child rights. And generally, the rules in society are set by men. So generally, they're taken care of.
Yeah.
But we love our men. We love our men.
Yeah. Okay. So that means you were saying that last time it was started with 10 over cases about this kind of without IC or snatch tip and all this kind of thing happening. So like for monthly, even until now, what I mean the total issues, let's say monthly, how many cases of things that you all need to handle with just a few of your as members like that? Yeah,
we have about 30 members. Now the issues that we've championed over the years has evolved. So in the beginning it was issues like domestic violence, safety and snatch theft, etc. Now over the years, it has in those days never heard of child sexual abuse, pedophile and all was unheard of. New terminology, child protection. Now over time it has evolved, and today the issues that we champion are anti-child abuse, particularly child sexual abuse, creating awareness and working with the different government agencies to create access to justice issues. That means when victims report a crime, they must have a fair shot at being debailer. They must be taken care of. We also work on issues this year, next year, this year has kind of gone, child marriage issues, child abandonment issues. These are the big issues that we hope to work on. Plus, empowering women to be better decision makers, and to be not scared of taking leadership positions.
Leadership. Actually, nowadays women are leadership. So I can see actually nowadays there are so many NGO come out, and then I see a lot of women come up. That's why you say we still need more of the women to come up. That's why NGO we all actually all works together hand in hand, so we can do more, right? Okay, thank you very much about this.
Don't forget human rights. Don't forget human rights is women's rights. Women's rights, human rights, and men of quality are not scared of equality. That's what we always say.
Not scared of inequality. Yes. Okay. Yeah, that's very interesting about this, Jewell. So everybody, please take note of what Jewell do and what Jewell can do and help in our community or whatever. Okay, the second thing which is also very interesting, IMSHA,
Yes.
Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Awards. Yeah, maybe some of us here know about this, but most of the people we find it what is IMSHA? Can you just tell us how you get yourself involved in IMSHA, this kind of thing? Can you just elaborate? Yeah.
Okay, my great pleasure. IMSHA is one of my is my passion at the moment. IMSHA stands for the Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Awards. Now, we are quite lucky in the Iskandar Malaysia region that we actually have an awards for people who do social service. And that's what this is about. It is an annual event where you spot and recognize and you empower people who do social good or good for society through social service. And through their work, they make a difference in our society and they're game changers. That's what we are looking for. We have been, the awards were first presented in 2014. And so it's would have been our 6th year, but this year we are not going to run the awards because of COVID. Yeah. And IMSHA, it's evolved over the years as well and we peg ourselves against the UN Sustainable Development Goals. And so IMSHA is recognized as a good practice provider based on these goals. So it sounds very sophisticated, but actually we try and humanize it and make it a part of society. So far, we have the winners are chosen from 22 categories. So we have 10 individual winners and 12 corporate or NGO winners, yeah. And anyone can be a social hero, that is the idea. But there's a certain set of criteria we follow, and it's something that's very feel good for us.
Something to follow, as what you say. Yeah, you see, it's like to us, it sounds very sophisticated, IMSHA, hero, it's something like it's far from us, it's it's not for us, it's for, so we may have this idea because what is it, Iskandar social hero is something like Malaysia was so grand, so big. So would you like to tell us who in the community, let's say now you have this IMSHA since 2014, right? So it's already about 6 years. So who are the people in the community that they can be heroes? Yeah. How? Yeah.
Frankly, anyone can be a hero. You don't have to be networked with any VIPs and that's to be a hero. Anyone who is trying to do something of social impact and something of good to society is a hero. But for of course, any awards must have criteria. So part of the criteria is, especially if you're an NGO, you must have been in operation for about 18 months, for about 1.5 years. You must have a strong, we must be very clear about what is your funding base, how are you getting your funds. The people involved in your NGO or the winners mustn't have any criminal record. We're quite particular about that now. And these social heroes, whoever they are, some of them are prominent because they've been featured in the papers or they come out in social media. Some are less prominent because we don't see them, we don't know them, So it's very important for people to nominate social heroes. And a social hero is someone who has consistently contributed their time and their energy and their resources for the betterment of society and through their organization, and to leave an impact in the Iskandar Malaysia region. The awards came through the Iskandar Malaysia region. So that is where we look for impact, but many of our social heroes their work goes beyond the region.
Yeah,
sorry, your question as to how I got involved.
Yeah.
Sorry, your question as to how I got involved. Okay, in 2014, when they first conceptualized the awards, I think they got it right. It was through the Iskandarian publication headed by Mr. Suresh Kumar and through IRDA, Iskandar Regional Development Authority. So when they came up with it, and I think they got it right, they decided that the person who heads it shouldn't be a government person and shouldn't be some corporate person. It should be an NGO person who is the chairman of the awards. So they invited me to be chairman of the awards at the time, because at the time Jewell is quite established. But it was meant to be a 3-year or a 5-year tenure. So
now it's already.
I'm still here.
So that we can see how well you can do the thing. I mean, yeah. So that's how you started it. Okay, you were saying that Iskandar area. So those heroes around the Iskandar. So just roughly what is this Iskandar region include? Yeah.
Geography. Okay, that's what you have to go into Google and look a bit of geography. Yeah, it goes from Johor Bahru, of course, goes to Gelang Patah, it goes to Pasir Gudang, and goes to Kulai and a bit of Pontian. that kind of is that it's a zone lah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so it's in our actually quite to very near to JB one now, only this small region.
Johor Bahru and just outside. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means we watch out for this. Okay, as what you say, you see, they are some very nominal people we know them because they whatever they do because NGO. But some, as you say, not so prominent, you know. As I come to know that some really not prominent. I mean, like an uncle who is always on the road. That's why I see how do we know these people can be nominated? Okay, how are we now? We're talking about how are we as a normal person that we want to go about nominate somebody in the community as a hero.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. The nominations are normally announced every year through the media. And there's a nomination form that you fill up, a Google form, but you have to find it on our Facebook page. The Facebook page is simple. It's Iskandar Malaysia Social Hero Awards. Try and Google it up and find it up. And every year when they announce for nominations, write in for that person that you want. Nominate by all means, particularly, and be very clear as to what social good that you think that they're doing. Now, there's this 22 categories. So find the right category and by all means get in touch with IMSHA if you need some help in finding which category and how to nominate. It's quite a simple process, frankly. Then once you're nominated in, the nominees are all compiled and there's a lot of analysis process that they go through. It's really not a simple tikam kind of process. You know, it's really we vet the nominations through this resilience. It's called an resilience scoring matrix. The matrix that we have, it's endorsed by SIRIM, and then and there's a panel of 7 judges that goes through it, and then various. I think we jog through about sometimes 1 week of we warrior through the process of judgment of judging. But when you nominate anyone that you think is doing something for the long-term good.
So that means they are doing something which for the community, sort of okay, they're doing something. Maybe you can just explain one or two lah.
Okay. I'll describe some categories. The number of the categories are very wide-ranging. So the includes animal welfare, it includes arts and culture, it includes human empowerment, it includes corporate CSR, corporate social responsibility, it includes safety for the public, a lot of issues that are very, very Johor relevant. So the person whom you nominate can be from contributing to the development of the arts, contributing to the development of education, contributing to the welfare of animals, and of course, there's the traditional things like anti-poverty work, empowering human beings work, empowering the poor, empowering women, empowering orang asli. So you get a variety of winners. If you go through our list of winners, there's a variety of them, and there's a lot we can learn from them. The environment. So there's 11 very interesting categories. So when you nominate someone whom you've seen in your own private life, you've seen this person working towards the development of the arts or promoting the arts to make it more widely available, promoting the welfare of animals, promoting the health of the environment, helping the poor, feeding the poor. So these are the people you can nominate. I hope that makes it a bit clearer. Well, and it can be anybody. We've had professors who have won the award. We have had that uncle Panjang who fills up the lobang in the so anybody. So it's who can be an example to others in society, like Uncle Panjang, who I find very fascinating.
Just to elaborate this Uncle Panjang, because he is more down to earth, like it's not those big. So what did Uncle Panjang do actually? He actually go and see.
Uncle Panjang, people often see him filling up the holes in the roads, and we asked him why put yourself at risk. I mean, he rides only a bicycle. He doesn't have a handphone, and he either spends a little bit of money that he has buying the material, but after a while, people started donating cement and putty to him to fill up the. And the reason he said was because he himself observed, and there were so many potholes in the road.
Yeah.
He observed bicyclists falling into it, small accidents happening as a result of it, and well, the local authorities had too many potholes to cover, so he decided to take things into his own hands and he do it himself. He doesn't believe in asking more than one. But he also did, you know, he also has a great sense of public service. So when there was Pasar Malam going on, he will help to direct the traffic a bit so that the ladies pulling the vegetable trolleys won't have trouble crossing the road. He would do things like very, very inspiring man, stuff that we know it needs to be done, but we wouldn't do it.
Yeah,
So that's why
quite dangerous.
It's dangerous, but he's putting himself out there, and by him doing it, next thing you know, the local authority quickly went and filled up all the potholes. So we thought he was quite a really inspiring story. Yeah. He speaks excellent English, by the way.
So yeah, you see, thank you, Thanam. You see, so Thanam actually give us a rough idea lah. Actually, what is IMSHA? So don't be afraid to nominate. You just go to the Facebook of IMSHA, and then. So this year, no nomination for this year.
Unfortunately, this year, because of the pandemic, we decided it's safer to avoid it. Yeah, we wouldn't want to announce something and then cancel it. But we are going to but this year, due to the pandemic, we really saw the past IMSHA winners. We all in a group, and we really saw them working very well together. And this is ad hoc. To serve the needs of Johor society during the pandemic, and they did it very well, and they did it very cooperatively. And it made us realize, actually, we nominated a lot of great people who really went out there to. People were, I mean, because of the pandemic and people lost jobs, people were desperate. So these IMSHA people, Mr. James Ho, Free Market, Ehsan Johor, these were some of just a variety of NGOs.
Yeah.
So another
question. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, actually, so this year we will wait for next year. We make sure look around still for 1 year for us to look around who are these people that can. We start to look around. Okay, and then Thanam, yeah, I see you do a lot of NGO. You see, you're in Jewell, you're in IMSHA. I mean, last time before NGO, you do a lot of things. So how do you balance your time, your family, and your social work?
I think you have to be quite conscious about how to balance it. If you really, because my children were growing up at that time also, and during my Jewell period and IMSHA period, my children actually went to university, graduated from university, and they're both working now. And sometimes when I look back, I'm wondering how I did this and drove the children to school and kept up with all sorts of different activities. I think you have to be mindful, and I have to tell you, I'm lucky. I benefited from a very, very nice husband.
Yeah.
I mean, once or twice, I think my parents would ask me, "Hey, are you earning any money doing all this work?" You know, of course, the answer is no, lah. But my husband would make sure my car is in good order, and
so your car
he used to top up my touch and go card and leave it there. He'll do small things like that, but he would always make sure. So when you have a supportive family, my children will make fun of me sometimes, and they'll used to turn up. My children used to turn up for like city survival skill, things like that, you know. So they also learned. But I realized the more I went into all these causes, the more I had to come back and talk to the family about, you know, what to look out for, what to be conscious about, and to be very thankful for what we had. So how did I balance? I actually benefited from having a supportive family, frankly. But it's something that you have to really balance out. You have to really plan it.
Yeah,
but we enjoy.
Yeah.
But we enjoy people, you know, we make magic. We do magic, lah. We can do things. We can do 5 things.
Housewives are magician, you know. That's what people say.
They're magicians, yeah.
We have magic one.
Yes.
This thing is done, that thing is done. So we are magician.
Correct. Multitasking, yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Thanam, for being with me. With Auntie Boleh. Actually, you see, we just 10 to 20 minutes talk. You see, we at least rough idea, and we actually come to understand maybe 80-90% of what you are doing and what is this NGO around in town. So thank you. We have hope to have a future to have more this kind of talk to get people to understand what is this kind of NGO in town. Thank you, Thanam, for being with me. Thanam, thank you.
My great pleasure. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye. Hi, thank you so much. You see, we have Thanam for being with me just now. So you see, it's a wonderful, lady who have to juggle between the work, and the social work. So these are the things as well. Yeah, a reminder to us that we have to mindful of what we do, and also so look out. I think there must be people around us that they are worth what we think lah. We just nominate them to be one of the social hero awards. Okay, there are different categories. So maybe this year don't have, never mind. It's another maybe half a year more that we still can look out people behind us. Beside us, there are so many wonderful people, which you think that may not be, but why not? They are, and we're thankful that we have all these people around us that we are able to see a better community. Yeah, there are of course the other side which is not so, but there are many nice people around, with us, right? So thank you very much, that I come to understand more about IMSHA and and also Jewell that we last time we have spoke before, but also a better understanding how they started it. So it's always so good to have an NGO that we can attach, and then we can do more and serve more to the community. Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah, Margaret, yeah, we thank you. And then thank you, Jade, Margaret, all these things, yeah. And then thank you, Jane, say that we all, my meetup is always with wonderful, inspiring people. You see, actually, it's a good thing that you are with Auntie Boleh. Yeah, I'm trying, I'm also learning, because as I do Auntie Boleh, I'm also learning at the same time, because some of them, I may not know them, but then I try to call them and to understand what they do, because I find that there are so many people around. Yeah, but this time I always go for auntie. I feel we are auntie also can do a lot of things. So in future, I see maybe sometime I can go for uncles. There are so many also good people around. Okay. Thank you for it very much for all being with me. Okay, thank you very much. I hope to have more interesting people around with me. Okay. So it's a time I have to say bye-bye to you all. Okay. Auntie Boleh love to share. You help me to share the story, yeah? Okay. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye-bye. Thank you. Bye.